What's the plan for today? We're gonna talk some Mass Effect and booty, and now we're gonna cut into the scene. Hello, Miranda. My eyes are here, Shepard. Boom, lens flares everywhere. I guess you're getting into a lot of fights and stuff like that. You lose your eyelashes sometimes, right? Let's look at that chest right there, and look at the detail, or their lack of. What a sexy lady. Massive affection towards Mass Effect, okay? I'm super excited for this game. It's the legendary edition of the trilogy. I don't know if you know it. I don't know if you're aware of it. Please be aware of it. I have to say that this is one of my most favorite games of all time. I played it the year the Mass Effect 2 came out. Before I played Mass Effect 2, I played the first one. Loved it. And then played 2, and then played 3. Waited so long for 3 to come out. But yeah, throughout all of that, I still feel like Mass Effect is still one of my absolute most favorite games of all time. Things that I am really excited about in the Mass Effect Legendary Edition is there's going to be new hairstyles, new makeup, okay, and a universal character creation. What a sexy lady. When I replayed Mass Effect 2, I think my character didn't have eyelashes. They would just disappear. I'm like, give her short eyelashes. And short eyelashes translates to sometimes no eyelashes. I guess you're getting into a lot of fights and stuff like that. You don't know, you lose your eyelashes sometimes, right? You don't know what happens on the battlefield, Lindor. The FemShep in Mass Effect 3 default is going to go back into Mass Effect 1 and 2, that you'll have the option to use that default all the way through. More hair, makeup, and skin tone options, and persist across all 3 titles. It's going to be the same across all 3. It retains the character code functional. Okay, you would make a character in 1 and it would look totally different in Mass Effect 2. That's probably why I replayed the game. Very important. You're going to be looking at that character through the rest of the game in every cutscene. And I want to see eyelashes. Hair? Do you think they'll keep the pleather dress? Well, wasn't that part of a DLC? I hope they do. Oh, you can also access additional casual outfits in Mass Effect 2. What? Simone, this is for you. Maybe they have that pleather dress. Or was it Simone or was it Lindor? I don't know. One of you guys were talking about that pleather dress. You may also have heard about some changes regarding Miranda's butt. The discussion there is simply reducing the amount of camera cuts that focus on her booty. Hello, Miranda. And booty, and now we're gonna cut into the scene. It would be actually kind of funny if they somehow implemented it with a funny twist. You know, like nothing too crazy, but like maybe they just did it once, you know, and maybe Miranda said something about it, like, my eyes are here, Shepard. Like, however she talks. She doesn't talk like a nerd. That's my nerd talk. Don't get me wrong. Okay, Miranda, you got a nice butt. That's great. I don't need to see it every time you turn around. I don't need to see it. It's fine. I get it. It's there. It's nice. Could you imagine if they just, like, purposely kept that and put it throughout all of them? Did they butt shame Miranda? Also, she has a mad wedgie there. Yes, Miranda. But what? You don't like my wedgie? I'm really sad that in every single Mass Effect, like the main character you're set to work with, or one of your mains, that's human, was never gay or bi. They were always straight. So like I feel like that was a purposefully done thing, and I'm kind of sad by that because I'm like, why was it in every single game? Why couldn't one game like have that character be bisexual so that they can be with either one, right? That'd be cool. It's a big deal. Mass Effect FemShep is given an N7 inspired little black dress, while MaleShep is given a swanky leather jacket. So FemShep would be often sitting down in her short little dress completely without care and knees spread apart. Not a typical pose for that attire. Can't necessarily change that animation, but you can raise the camera up to reduce the problem. That's hilarious. This is one of the changes made with tweaking of some of the movements in game. BioWare has also added small tweaks to her face and how she catches the light. facial expressions, and more to make her more human. Cool. I'm gonna tell you what I absolutely love, and you'll see it. You should be able to see it like right away. The lens flare! Lens flares. Lens flares. Lens flares. This right here, I love that. Okay, and that's what I know they're gonna focus on that with the new update. There are pictures already where they're emphasizing those lens flares, and they were huge in Mass Effect. Whenever I think of Mass Effect, I think of those damn lens flares and how cool and sci-fi the scenes looked from that. I know they do that in a lot of sci-fi shows and stuff like that too. Their cutscenes, I love their cutscenes. It's very like movie looking. It's very cinematic, right? I don't think you can choose to have the film grain on or off. I never liked the film grain. So we see these lights in the backgrounds, and you will see them often in like every cutscene, or very often in the cutscenes. I will show you. All right, again, boom, lens flares everywhere. Look at the HUD on the bottom too. I know that they're going to be changing that HUD as well. It's going to look more like the later Mass Effect games from what I've seen so far. So just skimming through to see like some of the textures and whatnot that we're going to see are going to be different. We're going to see a lot more detail and things like that, which is going to be exciting. So yes, super excited. Number one thing I am super excited about in this Mass Effect game is going to be, of course, the textures. So I do know that they are going to be changing the color and textures in the backgrounds especially. This already looks pretty decent. If they're going to touch that up, that's going to be awesome. I feel like, again, it's going to look more like Mass Effect 3. Okay, yeah. So other Mass Effect 1 specific improvements: improved cover for combat, improved input and controls, AI improvements. That's kind of cool. Weapons overall rebalanced. I thought okay. Removed class restriction, as we were talking about. Improved camera angles, better sound design. Cool. In and out of combat. So awesome. Complete world building. Pass across all worlds, including lighting, visual effects, and audio. Core mechanics were maintained, but camera input controls, aiming, AI, cover, weapon balance, squad control, boss encounters, Mako handling, and aiming, all much improved in Mass Effect 1. Oh, and a totally updated HUD. No big changes on the adventure itself. So let's just see what the character creation looked like, you guys. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, soldier, engineer. What was your guys' favorite? I'm sure you played them all, but what was your guys' favorite to play in the very beginning? The first time I played through, I was a boring soldier. Straight up boring soldier. And the second time that I played through, or my favorite one in the end, ended up being adept. This is so weird to see this. Mass Effect 1 character creation. It's not too bad though. I mean, except for the face that looks like plasticine. The textures look better. The face looks way better. And this is just Mass Effect 2. So that's a big difference between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 already. It seems like we have more like lighting effects and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's just the really dark. It's really dark to me. So the improved depth of field, dynamic shadow improvements, unified motion blur solutions. I usually turn off the motion blur. I hate it. Lens flow. There's actually a section that is lens flare upgrades. Okay. So the combat HUD and gameplay mechanics of the first game have been improved. The HUD being fashioned after Mass Effect 2. Okay, Mass Effect 2 is fine, like HUD-wise and everything. Mako improvements have also been added. What did they do with the Mako? When driving the Mako in the first game, a feeling of chaos definitely felt. Crash landing, spin out of control. Do you guys, I don't really remember this happening. Look at that Mako go! The original Mako design made the vehicle move at almost a snail's pace. I do remember it taking forever to cross any part of any planet on a Mako. I remember that. It was important to make small changes to how the vehicle operates, making it slightly more realistic in terms of solid driving experience, smooth camera operations, arriving and sighting down barrel, cool. Mechanics feel more weighted and the player in more control. Okay. I didn't hate it. The first one was a little bit annoying. Just do like the jump turn. It felt like very light. But they tried to do that because the different like gravity on different planets, right? All right. I also heard that the ending, okay, without spoiling anything, they are going to choose the extended ending. So that's going to be the canon ending. So if, a lot of people were upset with Mass Effect 3 original ending, and then they had to come out with an extended ending. That's the only one that I played. I never played the original. They said like 40? Okay, look. So this is all the things that's going to be included. Bring Down the Sky from the first one. Genesis. Zahid Kasumi. Lair of the Shadow Broker. Firewalker. Overlord. Normandy Crash Site. This is one of my favorites as well, of course. Arrival. Genesis 2. From Ashes. Mass Effect 3 Extended Cut. Of course. Leviathan Omega, Citadel, Weapons and Armors Pack. Cool, you get all of it. Promos. N7 Warfare Gear. Let's just... This is Mass Effect 3 DLC stuff. Now, the sad thing is, you guys... It's not super sad. The Pinnacle Station DLC was lost due to corrupt files. What was the Pinnacle Station?
Map named Pinnacle Station. You have to be a spec...
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was very important if I don't really remember it.
Station is spent within the combat simulator. More. Beat those and you'll get another yet. And that's it. The 4 different types of scenarios mostly revolve around fast combat, whether it's killing every enemy quickly.
I don't even remember this.
Point to the next. The Mass Effect engine, with its well-known hiccups, can't
Interesting.
keep up with the action.
So
you also get reminded of just how poorly.
Oh, look at these graphics. This must be on console right here. That sucks that we got a corrupted file in the transition. But it looks like we're not really missing out on much. Let's take a look at what the DLCs were. Bring Down the Sky and the Pinnacle Station for the first one. Okay, yeah. So I don't think I got any of the DLC for the first one, to be honest. And then Cerberus. Okay, yeah. Cerberus Network, Normandy Crash. See, I wouldn't have even thought of that as a DLC. I felt like that was just part of that should have been part of the story. All of this should have been part of the story. It shouldn't have been in DLC. Zaid. I remember that as the DLC. Kasumi. I remember that. Overlord was one of my favorites. Firepower pack. I definitely got all the packs. Of course, you guys. They did. I just played it all over and over, and it's like one big mush to me. Anyway. Or we can play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer when you get it, even though it's not included in... Can you still play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer? Mass Effect 3's multiplayer is still alive and kicking? Oh my god, you guys, can we play Mass Effect multiplayer together? We can make it like a social thing to do or something a couple weekends maybe before the game releases or during it or whatever. Super, super excited for this. And I think it's still available right now, Wave 2. But yeah, so there's some cool things in here. So you get the helmet, which is the most coolest thing, of course. The most coolest. And it has LEDs, you guys. You can change it from blue to red. That's all I know. I don't know if there's going to be any other colors. But those are the 2 most prominent colors, of course, in the game. Because as you know, it's the 2, morality options of the game. Paragon, I believe, and Renegade. You get the metal case, which is, sure, that's cool. I like that. You get the morality spinner pin. Also very cool. You get an acceptance letter to N7. That's really, really cool. It'd be cool if you can customize it. You could, if you could put your name on it. That'd be so cool. You get some artwork. So you get the canvas print of the Normandy with the Aurora Borealis back here on some other planet. Could be Earth, could be some other planet. I don't know. And you get FemShep. You get freaking FemShep in a canvas print. This is $149 American, and they're in Wave 2. It looks like they're only going to be doing this for a week. I don't know how many waves there's going to be, but Wave 2, I believe, is sort of like the later version. Like, you get this stuff, but it'll be after Wave 1 gets their stuff, basically. BioWare gear. Let's just take a look at some other things, because this is really interesting as well, you guys. When I go into the Mass Effect Games shop of the actual BioWare website, there's stuff that's on pre-order, right? And then there's stuff that's completely out of stock that aren't even out of pre-order right now. But look how much is out of stock. Holy bananas right now. You gotta catch this stuff fast if you're gonna be looking for some Mass Effect stuff. But yeah, there's some pretty cool things I'm most excited for. Of course, is going to be the textures, the lens flares, and the hair, the makeup, the skin tones being an addition. Being able to use any of the guns rather than being limited to certain guns. But again, we kind of had that experience with Mass Effect 3 and Andromeda from what I remember. So it'll be nice to have that also in Mass Effect 1. Upgrades are going to be sort of the mechanics. I guess they're not doing too much with the mechanics, but it's going to be small things. They'll be changing some camera angles and depth of field with the camera. Things like that. I think that would be also really exciting in the new Mass Effect Legendary Edition. If they make Mass Effect 1 look and feel like Mass Effect 3, that's where they had sort of everything smoothed out, basically, is in Mass Effect 3. If they do that, I'll be happy. I'm not expecting too much from the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I feel like it's going to be just look better and feel better sort of thing of the original game. I can't wait. I can't wait to play it, though, with you guys all hanging out. I really can't. Also, with that said, do you love The Expanse? Okay? If you love Mass Effect and you love sci-fi, I really think you would like The Expanse TV show, which I'm not finished with, but I just got to a scene that is pretty epic and crazy. I can't wait to get through some more of that. And also, Battlestar Galactica. This game reminds me of Battlestar Galactica here and there. I should wrap up the Mass Effect stuff, and we'll probably talk more about Mass Effect stuff as they come in the next few weeks for sure.